What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Ogre Boy and I'm going to be doing my ranking for my top 10 favorite movies of 2010. So this is part of a series I'm doing where I rank my 10 favorite movies from each year since I was born. And this week I'm going to be doing my top 10 favorite movies of 2010. So I'm going to go ahead and get going. Coming in at number 10 is The Twilight Saga: Eclipse. I absolutely think this movie is just mediocre, to be honest with you. I don't really like this one a whole lot, but it's okay. It barely made my top 10 and stuff. I almost didn't include it, but the more I thought about it, I was like, I'll go ahead. But this one's an okay entry in the franchise. It's my least favorite out of the Twilight Saga and stuff. I felt like this one, the production was just rushed, so the movie wasn't as good as it could have been and everything. It has its moments and everything, but it's just not one of my favorite movies in the franchise or anything. So it's number 10. And number 9 is Little Fockers. This movie is pretty good. It's not my favorite out of the Focker trilogy. It's probably my least favorite, but it's still a pretty good movie. Ben Stiller and Robert De Niro are still once again really funny in this movie, and it has some really laugh out loud moments and stuff. Not as many as the first two do, for sure, but it's still a good comedy threequel. And as far as comedy trilogies go, this is one of the better trilogies and everything. I feel like this movie is pretty decent and everything. I didn't really care for the subplot with Jessica Alba and everything. They could have cut her character out and the movie would have probably been a lot better, but they had to have some kind of conflict there and it felt forced and everything. But this movie does have some really funny moments and stuff, especially the scene when he has to stick Robert De Niro in the private area because his Viagra lasted longer than it was supposed to. I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, this movie it's not super great, but it's still pretty good, and it's number 9. And number 8 is I Love You, Philip Morris. This is a really good movie about a man who is a con man, and he's always getting himself thrown in prison, and he is dating another man, and it kind of follows their relationship and stuff as he's in prison and stuff. And it's a good movie and everything. It's a dark comedy with Jim Carrey and Ewan McGregor, and they're both amazing in this movie. And it's just a really good story. So I Love You, Philip Morris is number 8. And number 7 is Tangled. I absolutely love this movie. The music in here is just great. Some of the best Disney songs from the time period. The animation is gorgeous. The characters are lovable. And it's just a really, really good movie. I think Rapunzel is one of my favorite Disney princesses and everything. Mother Gothel is an underrated villain. She's like really evil and manipulative, and but she's a good villain. And I love the music. Like I Saw the Light is just a really beautiful love song. We Have a Dream is a really fun I Want song, kind of. When Is My Life Gonna Begin? Another one I really like. It has a lot of really good music here. Mother Knows Best is a good villain song. So Tangled is number 7, and number 6 is Kick-Ass. This is a really fun action superhero movie directed by Matthew Vaughn, and I love this movie. Kick-Ass is just a really lovable main character and stuff. I absolutely love him and everything. The story is really good and everything in here. It's got a good story of like what if a regular human became a superhero. I love that. The villain of the movie, played by Mark Strong, is really good. You got a great supporting cast with Chloe Moretz as Hit Girl and Nicolas Cage's Big Daddy. They're both really likable characters, especially Hit Girl. You can't help but just want to root for her as she's kicking so much butt. She kicks more ass than Kick-Ass does. But this is a really good movie and everything. If you want to hear my full thoughts on it, I reviewed it a few months ago, but this is a really good one, and it's number 6. And number 5 is Shrek Forever After. I really love this movie quite a bit. It's one of my favorite movies in the Shrek franchise and everything. In fact, it's my second favorite. I actually really like this one quite a bit. The story of Shrek going into this alternate universe where he never existed is a really fun concept, and it's executed really well, and everything. It keeps you on the edge of your seat wanting to see him succeed throughout the whole movie, and it's done really, really good. So I really enjoy Shrek Forever After quite a bit. So it's number 5. And number 4 is Iron Man 2. I absolutely love this movie. I think it's a very underrated MCU movie, and while I don't think it's as good as the first Iron Man movie, I do think it's still a pretty good entry in the trilogy. I don't know if I'd even say it's as good as Iron Man 3, but it's still a really good entry. It's very underrated. Iron Man, or Robert Downey Jr. is once again great as Iron Man and everything, and then you got the supporting cast with Nick Fury has a small role in here that's bigger than it was in the first Iron Man movie. Not the biggest role he's had in an MCU movie, but it's still pretty big. And then you got the introduction of Black Widow, which was a great introduction to her. I absolutely love her and everything. And that hallway sequence with her is just so much fun to watch. She's so awesome. And it was a good introduction to the character. So there's a lot here to like and everything. The action scenes are pretty good. The racetrack scene I like quite a bit. And I love the scene when Rhodey and him fight and everything when he's drunk and everything. That's a lot of fun. And this is just a good movie. It's not the best MCU movie, not the best Iron Man movie, but it's still a good one. So Iron Man is number 4. And number 3 is Grown Ups. I absolutely have a blast with this movie. Is it necessarily the best movie ever made? No. Is it one of the greatest things that I've ever seen? No. But it is a lot of fun, and I have fun watching it every time I watch it. It's just a lot of fun to watch Adam Sandler and his crew go off and do fun things during the summer. It's just a really fun movie. If you want to hear my full thoughts, I actually recently reviewed this movie, so you can check out my review, but this is a pretty good one. It's number 3. And number 2 is Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. This is one of my personal favorite Harry Potter movies. I know a lot of people actually say this is one of their least favorites because it was all set up for the big finale, but I really like this movie. I think it's got a really good story. I love the intensity of it and how they're on the run. You never know when they're going to encounter danger and stuff like that. I love that. And Dobby's death is heartbreaking. It has some really good moments in here though, like the scene where they go see Luna's dad, and he reads them the story of the tale of the 3 brothers and stuff, and we learn about the Deathly Hallows. It's really beautiful sequence with beautiful animation, and this is just a really good movie and everything. So Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1 is number 2. But my number 1 favorite movie of 2010 is Toy Story 3. It's hard to believe that this movie came out 15 years ago this year. This will be 15 years. And it's hard to believe because this movie was a huge deal that year when it came out to me. I was so super excited for this movie because of how much I loved the first 2 when I was a kid. I was just turning 18, so I was the perfect age to watch this movie and see Andy grow up and get rid of his toys and stuff. That was something that I'll never be able to forget, watching this movie for the first time in the movie theater and seeing Andy give away the toys and thinking, wow, this is a big full circle moment here. And if this would have been where the franchise ended, this would have been a good ending to the franchise. I'm not against their continuing it either though, because I love these characters so much and I want to see more of them. So I'm not really against Toy Story 5 happening. I like Toy Story 4 even more than this one. But I really do love Toy Story 3. It's a really great entry in the franchise, which is a franchise that has no bad movies. I feel like each movie just gets a little bit better than the next and everything. So Toy Story 3 is a really good one, and it's easily my favorite movie of 2010. It's one of my favorite movies of the decade as well. So anyway, let me know in the comments what your favorite movies of 2010 are. If you don't want to do a full top 10, just tell me your favorite, and if you want, tell me your least favorite of that year too. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.